From infinite salad bowls to doors that appear from thin air, Peppa Pig's kids show often feels like a glitchy video game in disguise. 1. Ghost arm in the nursery. In Evie's first day, Daddy Pig reaches for baby Evie, and his arm passes straight through her face as if she were made of smoke. The characters carry on like nothing happened, but the moment feels strange, almost unsettling. Did Daddy Pig suddenly gain the power to walk through solid objects, or is baby Evie secretly a hologram? The show never explains it, leaving us with a bizarre scene that turns a sweet family moment into something out of a ghost story. 2. Pizza Time Paradox. In Eve's first day, the Pig family proudly hangs a photo of everyone enjoying pizza night together. It looks sweet until you realize the episode is about Evie coming home from the hospital for the very first time. So when exactly did this family night happen? Did they throw a welcome home party in record time? Or are they eating pizza with a baby who technically wasn't home yet? The timeline makes no sense, and nobody in the episode even notices. 3. Desert Platypus Mystery. In the Outback, the Pig family explores the hot, dry desert when a platypus suddenly waddles across the scene. No water anywhere, no river, no lake, nothing. Yet here comes a creature that only lives in rivers and streams, looking completely at home in the sand. Did it crawl hundreds of miles just to wave at Peppa? The show offers zero explanation, leaving us with a wildlife documentary gone wrong and a platypus who seriously needs a map. 4. The Endless Salad. In Grandpa Pig's greenhouse, Granddad Dog proudly serves a big bowl of tomato salad to everyone at the table. Plates get filled, people start eating, yet the bowl never seems to empty. It sits there, piled high with the same amount of salad no matter how much is taken out. Either Granddad Dog has discovered the secret to unlimited food, or the animators forgot how portions work. The scene turns dinner into a strange loop where the salad simply never runs out. 5. Backpack of Doom. In Nature Trail, Daddy Pig suddenly has a backpack glued to his back with no straps anywhere in sight. It just floats there like it was printed on him. Before you can even process that, the entire family jumps out of the car instead of using the door they just opened. No explanation, no pause, nothing. The moment feels like the laws of physics and common sense both quit the show at the same time, leaving pure chaos behind. 6. Basement from Nowhere. In Power Cut, the Pig family suddenly owns a full basement, even though every other episode shows nothing but a small storage room under the house. One moment, it is just boxes and cleaning supplies. The next moment, it is a mysterious underground space big enough for an entire scene. No one questions it, and the story moves on like the basement has always been there. It feels less like home improvement and more like the house secretly grew overnight. 7. Vanishing TV. In Hide and Seek, the Pig family's living room looks normal until you notice something missing. The big television that appears in nearly every episode has completely disappeared. No empty stand, no wall mount, nothing. It is as if the family suddenly decided to give up technology and stare at the wallpaper instead. The scene keeps going like nothing changed, but the room feels strangely bare, almost eerie, like the TV packed its bags and left without telling anyone. 8. The Disappearing Piggy Bank. In Mr. Fox's shop, George walks toward the store holding his little piggy bank tight. The door opens, the family steps inside, and suddenly, the piggy bank is gone. Nobody mentions it, nobody looks for it, and the scene carries on like it never existed. Did George drop it outside? Did Mr. Fox snatch it before they walked in? The story never explains, leaving a mystery that turns a normal shopping trip into a budget version of a magic show. 9. Arms Gone Missing. In the little boat, the Pig family heads to a picnic, and everything seems normal until the camera zooms in on Peppa and George. Their arms have completely disappeared. No sleeves, no hooves, nothing at all. The two of them just sit there like unfinished dolls while the car keeps moving. The episode never fixes it or points it out, leaving a strange picture where the kids look less like happy travelers and more like spooky mannequins on vacation. 10. The Shape-Shifting Box. In Granny Sheep Moves In, Mummy Sheep carries 3 cardboard boxes through the house. At first, the top box is the usual brown, nothing strange about it. Then, as she steps into the next room, the same box turns bright white, like it has been bleached mid-walk. Seconds later, when she sets it down, it is brown again as if nothing happened. Nobody notices the color drama happening in the background, but the box clearly has a mind of its own. 11. The Haunted Lipsticks. In Daddy Pig Loses His Glasses, the camera shows 3 lipsticks standing neatly on the dressing table. A moment later, the angle changes, and the lipsticks have slid several inches to the right, perfectly straight, like someone lined them up again. No one touches them, and the scene gives no reason for the sudden movement. It feels like the dressing table has its own ghost, tidying up in the middle of the episode, while everyone else stays completely unaware. 12. The Magic Wall. In the museum, Peppa admires a shiny crown, while standing in front of a plain purple wall. The camera cuts closer, and suddenly, the wall has transformed into a giant glass cabinet filled with artifacts. No sound, no explanation, one, just instant museum makeover. 1 second, it is boring paint. The next, it is a full display case, like it has been there forever. The characters keep talking as if nothing changed, while the background silently rewrites itself mid-episode. 13. The Vanishing Napkins. In Grandpa Pig's birthday, the family sits down at a nice restaurant to celebrate. 4 napkins rest neatly on the table, one for each family member. The camera shifts for only a moment, and when it returns, half the napkins have vanished. Nobody picks them up, nobody uses them, and the scene carries on like nothing changed. Either the restaurant is haunted, or the animators forgot their own table setup. It feels like dinner service just learned a magic trick. 14. The Mystery Bell. In Captain Daddy Pig, the family sets off on a simple boat trip. At first, the pole on the deck is completely empty, nothing hanging from it at all. The scene cuts for only a second, and suddenly, a shiny metal bell appears like it has always been there. Nobody mentions installing it, and Daddy Pig keeps steering as if nothing changed. It feels like the boat decided to upgrade itself mid-sailing, adding accessories while the family wasn't looking. 15. The Color-Changing Shovel. In Rock Pools, Peppa runs to the beach holding a bright orange shovel. She bends down near the water, and when the camera angle changes, the same shovel is now green. Nobody switches it, and Peppa keeps digging like nothing happened. It is as if she stepped into a new universe where beach toys change color without warning. The moment is quick, but once you see it, you cannot ignore the mystery of Peppa's shovel breaking all known rules of reality. 16. Mr. Bull, the Teleporter. In Perfect Day, the pig family visits the mall, and we spot Mr. Bull relaxing at the spa. The very next scene shows him inside the china shop across the building, standing there like he never left. Nobody questions how he moved so fast, and the story continues as if nothing strange happened. Either Mr. Bull has discovered teleportation, or the animators forgot where they parked him. Whatever the reason, this mall trip quietly turns into a science fiction story. 17. The Moving Props. In Fun Run, Daddy Pig stands near a window while a bucket sits close by and a door frames the scene. The camera cuts for a moment, and suddenly everything is moved. The bucket slides across the wall, the door shifts sides, and Daddy Pig himself jumps to a new spot like the room rearranged itself while nobody watched. Nothing in the story explains it. The whole scene feels like the background crew is secretly playing musical chairs mid-episode. 18. The Cup of Many Colors. In Viking Day, Granny Wolf enjoys a drink from a bright blue cup while the camera focuses on the crowd. A second later, the shot switches angles, and the same cup has turned deep red without anyone touching it. No spill, no swap, no reason at all. The story continues like nothing changed, but the cup clearly cannot decide who it wants to be. It feels less like a normal drink and more like a prop going through an identity crisis. 19. The Endless Cake. In Pretend Friend, Mummy Pig serves dessert by slicing a cake piece by piece. Each slice goes to a plate, yet the cake never gets smaller. The same perfect round shape sits on the table as if nobody touched it. Either Mummy Pig baked a cake with a built-in reset button, or the animators forgot how subtraction worked. Watching the family eat while the cake magically stays whole turns a simple tea break into a strange dessert-themed time loop. 20. The Teleporting Bananas. In Banana Split, Grandma Pig sets out several bananas for dessert. As the camera shifts angles, some bananas vanish, others reappear, and a few jump onto plates by themselves. Nobody peels them, nobody touches them, and the scene continues like fruit. With teleportation powers, it's perfectly normal. The confusion gets worse when bananas start showing up in the ice cream cups without explanation. It feels like the dessert table is secretly alive, moving food around when nobody is looking. 21. The Melting Mystery. In Very Hot Day, the family enjoys ice cream under the blazing sun. George takes one lick, and his entire ice cream collapses into a sticky puddle instantly. Meanwhile, Peppa and the others sit calmly eating perfectly frozen scoops as if they were under air conditioning. The story gives no reason for George's dessert melting at lightning speed while the rest survive the heat. The whole moment feels like the laws of physics packed up and left the episode completely. 22. The Missing Carrots. In Rebecca Rabbit, lunch is served with 3 carrots on everyone's plate. George refuses his, Daddy Rabbit encourages him, and the camera cuts back to Peppa's plate sitting right beside him. Suddenly, it is empty. No chewing, no noise, no time passing, just gone. It looks less like eating and more like the carrots dissolved into thin air. The story moves on casually, but the mystery lingers. Did Peppa inhale them whole, or did the animators misplace the vegetable? 23. The Salad Switch. In Grandpa Pig's greenhouse, a big bowl of salad sits on the table. One moment it is just tomatoes. The next moment it has green basil leaves scattered all over it. The camera cuts again, and the leaves vanish like they were never there. The cycle repeats through the entire scene, as if the salad cannot decide what it wants to be. Watching vegetables appear and disappear mid-dinner turns Grandpa Pig's greenhouse feast into a full-blown identity crisis for side dishes. 24. Rebecca the Teleporter. In the playground, the kids climb onto the slide to free Daddy Pig, who got stuck halfway down. Rebecca Rabbit lines up behind Candy Cat, waiting her turn. The camera switches angle, and suddenly she appears at the front, jumping off the slide before anyone else. No climbing, no cutting, just instant position change. The other kids stay in place, making Rebecca look like she developed teleportation powers only for playground emergencies. The story never explains her sudden new ability. 25. George the Teleporter. In Not Very Well, George stands beside Daddy Pig one moment, then appears next to Mummy Pig the very next shot. The camera cuts again, and suddenly he is in front of everyone like he has been there the whole time. Nobody moves him, and the story continues as if this tiny child has mastered teleportation. Watching George pop around the living room at lightning speed makes the entire episode feel like a secret superhero origin story in disguise. 26. The Ribbon Rebel. In Mr. Potato Comes to Town, the sports center doors stay locked, while everyone waits outside for the grand opening. Mr. Potato finally cuts the ribbon, but when the doors swing open, the building is already full of people standing around like they have been there for hours. Either this town hired professional burglars or time travelers snuck inside early just to beat the line. The story never explains it, leaving a party that apparently started before it started. 27. The Phantom Hatch. In Sailing Boat, Grandpa Pig steers his boat with nothing but a clean deck behind him. The camera changes angles, and suddenly, a hatch appears near his feet like it has existed all along. Nobody opens it, nobody comments, and the story carries on like it is completely normal for boat parts to magically spawn mid-scene. The moment turns a simple sailing trip into a mystery where even the ship seems to be building itself while everyone looks the other way. 28. The Busy Tree. In Madame Gazelle's house, a tall tree stands completely bare while the family stares up at it. Seconds later, the camera cuts back and the same tree now holds an owl, a bird's nest, and even a beehive. None of it was there before, and nobody acts surprised that wildlife moved in at record speed. The scene feels less like a normal day outside and more like a nature documentary fast-forwarded by several months without telling the audience what happened. 29. The Restless Stickers. In skateboarding, Peppa proudly shows off her board decorated with 3 smiley face stickers. As she practices riding, the stickers keep changing spots between shots, sliding around the board like they cannot stay put. Nobody peels them off, nobody touches them, and the story rolls on while the board quietly redesigns itself mid-episode. Watching decorations move on their own makes Peppa's skateboard look less like a toy and more like it is haunted by mischievous little graphic designers. 30. The color-changing shoes. In Trampolines, Susie Sheep can be seen wearing bright blue shoes. The camera switches angles as she takes them off, and suddenly they are purple without any warning. Nobody notices, and Susie bounces away like nothing happened, leaving us wondering if she carries instant shoe dye in her pockets. The scene plays straight while her footwear changes shades faster than a mood ring, turning a normal day at the trampoline park into a fashion mystery nobody solves. So ends our hunt for Peppa Pig's most jaw-dropping bloopers. We've seen teleportation, vanishing objects, and physics taking a day off. But what if the show isn't for kids at all? What if it's a secret comedy for grown-ups? Tell us below, are these mistakes hilarious accidents or hidden jokes meant just for us?